Diakonos. Diakonos is the word for servant. Listen, it means to be hired to serve someone else. He said, if you want to be great, I'm going to give you or put you in a position, and in that position, your job is to serve somebody else. Y'all won't like me in a minute. How do you serve in the position God has already given you? Listen, because the reason why it says the rulers of the town, they lord over people, he says. Because what they did in the culture of that time is that they wanted the title, they wanted the power, they wanted the authority, listen, so they could do nothing and make you do everything. They wanted the power, listen, to have prestige and notoriety and be seen by people and be adored and be loved. Listen, they wanted the title, but they didn't want to live up to the title. They wanted the position, listen, so that they could use their position for their own desires. Jesus says, if I'm going to place you in a position, I need you to be diakonos. When I place you in the position, I need you not to lord over people, but I need you to serve people. Now, if you're a manager, supervisor, business owner, entrepreneur, listen, and God has placed you in those positions, if you want to be great, what impact have you had on the life of somebody else? I'm not asking you about how well you're doing. You got the position. How are you using, Jesus is saying, your authority, your influence, your power, listen, to serve somebody else? Because God is not positioning you in those places, listen, just for you. He's placing you in those positions so that somebody could come across your path and they can declare, when I came into contact with you, and when I came into contact with you, my life turned out better because the God that was in you helped them, because God positioned you and you didn't lord over them with your authority. You lift them up with your authority. You encouraged them. You built them up. You invested in them so that they could be everything God has called them to be. My question to you is, how much is somebody else's life better because they came into contact with you? If I want to be great, somebody's life should be better because God placed me there. Now, if you got awards and degrees and all these things on your wall, but nobody can testify to how you've helped them, it means that you use the position God gave you, the authority God gave you, to lord over people so that you can have it all. But God placed you there. Listen to me. You know what? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if God wants to use you to better someone else's life at the job you hate? And what if the reason why you're still there is because you still haven't fulfilled the assignment of making somebody else's life better because you're bitter and you can't make nobody else's life better? What if that's your assignment? That God doesn't want to keep you there, but there are lives he wants to touch because he placed you there. You're his son, you're his daughter, you're the light that should be shining in this world. He placed you there on purpose. It may not be the ultimate purpose of your life, but he placed you there on purpose. And while you're there, whose life will be better? Or will you stay there bitter so neither one of you get better? Listen, God places us in these positions. You talk about goats. One of the greatest arguments is, how, of all those players, how much better did they make their teammates? Who's better around you because of the influence and the power that God has given you where he's placed you? Start the car. They're not going to be down like, please. I mean.